Hello, this is Bill with my October wrap-up. I read one book plus parts of 3 other books. So I finished Blue Remembered Earth by Alastair Reynolds at the beginning of the month. And I have a separate video about this book. Then I started Middlemarch by George Eliot. I got to page 73 and I couldn't stay focused on it because I had some better books sitting here waiting to be read. So then I read On the Steel Breeze by Alastair Reynolds. But I didn't get around to making a video for this book yet. Then I started Poseidon's Wake. So I have about 240 pages left to go. So the first book in the trilogy basically starts with funeral for Eunice Akinya, but she plays a major part in all 3 books, even though her funeral's at the beginning of the first one. So the book is, the main characters are Sunday and Geoffrey Akinya, so Eunice's grandchildren. And then the second book it's mainly about Chaiku Akinya. So she's Sunday's daughter, so Eunice's great-granddaughter. And then the third book, main character is Goma, who's the granddaughter of Chaiku. So the first book is mainly takes place in the solar system, and this one is divided between the solar system and colony ship made out of an asteroid that's hollowed out, and millions of people live inside it, and it has engines on it. And the third book starts off on the planet they've colonized after they've reached their destination in this book, and then also a trip out to another star system for exploration purposes. So there's interesting parts in this one that I'll read here. So this first one is when one AI is talking about being attacked by another AI. So, I told you I was damaged. It reached me, tried to kill me. It stabbed me with mathematics, infected me with viruses and malware that spread like a disease, causing progressive failure of my core systems. Even after I'd consolidated myself into a single body and became small enough to move unnoticed among people, the disease progressed. When I ventured back into Zanzibar, I was trying to put right what had gone wrong, trying to plug the holes in my soul. So Zanzibar is the colony ship in this next part takes place inside one of Saturn's moons, Hyperion. It's being hollowed out so they can colonize the inside. So the globe center is precisely co-aligned with Hyperion's center of mass. The mismatch is never more than millimeters, even with the coming and going of spaceships and people to spoil our little moon's equilibrium. You're aware of our chaotic dynamics. Hyperion tumbles quite unpredictably as Titan and the other moons push and pull on it. There's a value in chaos theory, a number called the Lyapunov exponent, which tells you how to predict a chaotic system's boundary, its knowledge horizon, if you like. Hyperion's Lyapunov exponent is just 40 days. We can't predict this moon's motion beyond the next 40 days. That's the maximum limit of our foreknowledge. If my life depends on this moon's motion, I would still not be able to say a word about its state beyond 40 days. What's this beam you mentioned? Chaiku said. A laser projecting from the wall of the enclosing chamber. You can't see it, of course, because we're in a vacuum. Also, its focus is very tight. Where it touches the blue sphere, it etches a pit in the glass, which shows up as a white discoloration. Except it's never a pit because the laser is fixed to the chamber and the chamber is always moving, always turning one way or another because of Titan's torque. So the laser etches a track, a memory in glass of Hyperion's history. So here they're talking about uplifted elephants. So uplifted life forms or ones that have been genetically modified to increase their intelligence. So if she's nearly as smart as us, what happens if our children are brighter still? The same thing that always happens when the universe catches us napping, Eunice said, with a kind of apocalyptic glee. Life gets interesting. So, when I started reading this book, I noticed that there's a printing problem with it. The text is smeared on the right edge of every 8th page. So probably the print 8 pages to a sheet of paper and then cut them and put them together as a book. So that's probably why it's every 8th page that has the problem. So I complained to the book depository about this, but I'd got these 3 books in January 2021, so I didn't notice the problem till October 2022 when I started reading the book. So I sent them a message anyway, and what they did was refund my money for the book. I was hoping they would rush me a properly printed book in time for me to continue reading, but since they refunded my money and there's no guarantee that the exact replacement will not have the same error, I just read this defective book instead of ordering another one. That if I'd ordered a different printing, I'd probably get some ridiculously large book like this, which won't match very well sitting on the shelf. But they should always print novels in pocketbook format so we don't have to buy all these silly huge books. So I'll finish this book and then I'll get on with my choices for New Worlds November. So that's all for this video. See you in the next one.